everyone, I'm Dr. Anwin, and we have a patient here who has an ingrown. And her ingrown is a pretty classic of what I usually see. So when people get ingrowns, usually what happens is their side of the nail is curved down quite a bit. And when it curves down, then it makes them more prone to getting ingrowns. So inside of a shoe, what happens is it'll squeeze like that. That nail will literally dig in. Every once in a while, it'll even pierce into the skin. Bacteria gets in there, it gets infected, red, swollen, drains, all that stuff. And so when we take care of them, what we got to do is we numb up the toe first. Once the toe is nice and numb and it's comfortable, then what we do is we cut out the sliver of nail, the part that curves down. And when we take that out, we apply a chemical in there. That way that part of the nail doesn't grow back again. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna numb up the toe. So I'm gonna do a cold spray first, and the cold spray helps kind of numb it and kind of just distract that area. So get real cold. Okay, I know, real cold. And here comes a pinch, okay? So pinch. And you're gonna feel some burning here. So we inject something called lidocaine and marcaine into this area. And what it does, it helps numb it. One of those medicines acts very quickly, the other one lasts very long. So we kind of do a combo of that so it lasts a while for them. And I gotta do two shots because I know there's nerves on this side and there's also nerves on this side. And so they cross over. So bear with me just a little bit longer. The second one usually is a little bit more comfortable, okay? Here comes a pinch. And there's also nerves that run on the bottom side of this toe here, so that's why I gotta go deeper and go towards the bottom of the toe. I know, you feel that bottom part, that part's not fun. Almost done, okay? And done. All right, so that's basically what I do to prep first to make sure they're nice and numb. I give them usually a few minutes, we get it prepared, let it fully be numb, we check it before we even start, and then after that, then we get going and do the procedure. All right, so we're coming back in. We have our patient already numbed up. We did our 2 shots, so it should be pretty numb. Thing I always do is I always check just to make sure they're nice and numb first before I start. So what we do is we check there. Anything feels sharp at all? And anything sharp here or there. So usually at this point it's basically just pressure, but nothing sharp at all. So that's where we check that. And if they don't have anything, you know, as far as sensations that are sharp, then we start and we're good to go. But nonetheless, while we're doing all this, just let me know if you have anything that feels sharp at all, then we can always give you more medicine. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get going. So I use this tool here, and what I'll do is it'll separate this side of the nail that attaches to the skin here. And when we do that, it'll allow us to later cut the nail and actually be able to get it out. So that's what I'm doing. Yep, this nail is pretty stuck to that skin there. Okay, so that's nice and separated. And then what we'll do is use this tool right here to cut. So I try to keep it cosmetically, so I try to keep it straight. I try to take minimal, only the curved part that's causing the problem. Cut that. And then the nail will extend actually all the way underneath that skin there. So that's why I clip it underneath there. And then use this tool to basically take that part of the nail out. So when you take it out, usually what you see is quite a bit of curved nail underneath that skin. Yep, she had a lot. So you can actually see how much nail was in there. And so see, you can kind of see how much nail I actually took, which isn't much, and all that was living underneath that skin there. So that's what was digging into your side of your whole toe right there. So we'll do that, and then we do our check just to make sure we don't leave any skin. And usually what happens is when you have a curved nail that was stuck in there for a long time, then that you have a lot of excess skin that grows around it. So I usually take that out so that doesn't bother you too. So we're gonna grab that and just take all that out. So this is all skin, but we got to make sure that's out, 'cause sometimes that alone can be pretty irritating. So we take all that out too. Okay, so that looks nice and clean now. And we will go ahead and apply the chemicals. So I put it on these little Q-tips right here. It's sodium hydroxide, which basically is a strong base. But what it'll do is it'll burn those cells on that side right there so it doesn't come back again. So we're doing basically what we call a chemical cautery. And we're basically just burning that side. And as we do that, in the future, this side of the nail shouldn't grow back. So I do 10 seconds each for this. The one side effect that usually happens to pretty much everyone is this whole corner right here will get red and swollen. It might even blister a little bit, which is completely normal. So if you experience that, that's perfectly fine. Sometimes it may burn a little bit, and the burning, same thing, would be coming from the chemical. So if you experience that, what you could do is soak the toe. Usually I say half and half water and vinegar, and that helps wash out any of that chemical that may be sitting in there, and that way that burning sensation goes away. Yep, white vinegar is perfectly fine. The vinegar basically just helps neutralize the chemical and helps wash it out, and that way it stops working and doesn't keep burning you. Okay.
So half vinegar, half water.
Exactly. Half vinegar, half water. So I have vinegar right here actually. And what I do is I once I'm done, I pour it on there, try to really flush it out, clean out any chemical that's sitting in there right now. That way it doesn't keep working and doesn't keep burning you. But every once in a while, some may be stuck in there still. And when it's stuck in there still, then that's when you feel that. So I just try to clean it all out, and that way you don't feel that in the future. Okay, and that's basically it. So I'm gonna wrap this up, and when I wrap it up, what you do is you keep it on for about like 12 hours, and later on tonight you can take off the wrap and then clean it regular soap and water, and then put some antibiotic ointment on there and a Band-Aid. And we do that daily for 2 weeks, and then we check it again in 2 weeks. You have any questions or anything?
No, I think you covered it.
All right. Take some ibuprofen today. That can be helpful with some of your pain too. Because this may throb later, and the ibuprofen works great in preventing that problem. Okay. All right.
How long does the anesthesia last? Like
about 1 to 2 hours. So if you want, take some ibuprofen before it even wears off, and that should help, prevent any throbbing pain or anything. Okay. You are all set. I'll see you in 2 weeks. You're just changing this daily.